Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 15 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. We're just gonna hop onto the online ladder today, currently with a rating of 1821. Unfortunately, we suffered a really close loss in the last game of yesterday's episode, really where I just didn't play as well as I should have, and that dropped us a fair amount, but still over the 1800s, and we're looking to really make a deep run and, push as far as we can this week with this team. We're currently 5-1 with it through the last 3 episodes, so it's been a really fun time with it so far. And I don't mind, because that one loss was basically to me not playing as well as I should have. So we'll see if we can recover after the loss in yesterday's episode and continue to climb up the ladder. So yeah, once again, huge shout outs to Ben Pusey for giving me this team. He is our 2015 national champion in seniors and will be representing the US in day 2 of Worlds. And give him a follow on Twitter, that's in the description below. And as always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please show support by leaving a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it, as we're just going to look for our first opponent of the day. It's taken a bit of while here, but we're going to find a 1768 rated player from Japan to kick things off, and my opponent's rocking a team of Solomon's Breloom, Porygon 2, Aegislash, Heatran, and Thunderous T. So, bunch of interesting picks here. The Breloom and the Solomon's mirror match is interesting. The Porygon 2 is probably the most intriguing thing on my opponent's team. Not a Pokemon you see too often in VGC, but very good when used properly. Thunderous T has a decent chance of carrying a Choice Scarf. Solomon's is the Mega Evolution on my opponent's team. Aegislash here, kind of scary, but Nidoqueen is actually fantastic in this match, given its ability to Earth Power and Ice Beam. So, definitely going to want to take advantage of that. Tailwind might actually be the way to go with this game, but it's going to be a bit hard to set it up just because of the fact that he's got Salamence. So I guess one way I can ensure it is leading Latios and Volcarona. I actually really like that lead. I think I'm going to go with that. Yeah, Scissor's not that important, so the real question is, do I want to bring Breloom? And honestly, Breloom's not a bad call here. But I think I like Solomon's and Nidoqueen a bit more, so I'm going to go with these 4, lock in, and we'll see how this goes. And the reason why Breloom would be good is obviously because it can Spore and Superpower the Porygon too. It could also Spore Aegislash, Spore anything really, and Superpower Heatran, but I don't know, I think Solomon's is very important in this match, given its ability to return and Rock Slide. So he's going to lead with Solomon's and Porygon 2, which I'm okay with, as I lead with Latios and Volk, just because of the fact that I can immediately target down that Solomon's with the Draco. Or not a Draco, excuse me, an Ice Beam, since I don't carry Draco on this one. Though there's a decent chance he switches out. Download here gives him the attack raise, which is good. No special attack increase. Yeah, maybe having a way to shut down the Porygon would have been a bit better, but what can you do? There's no way the Salomon stays in. Like, I just can't see it staying in. I mean, he's also not faster, but he could just Mega Evolve turn 1 and Protect. So I could just Ice Beam, predicting him to Protect with Salomon's. Or I could just go for the safe Ice Beam, because what can Porygon 2 do? It can Ice Beam me, I guess. I think I'm just going to Ice Beam, and I kind of don't want to Tailwind here, since Breloom and Aegislash are Pokemon that might be able to take advantage of Trick Room. And Heatran. Maybe I shouldn't Ice Beam Solomon's. I would expect to switch out here. Then again, I don't know, it's pretty good against both of my Pokemon. But the Protect is definitely obvious. Yeah, I think I'll still play it safe this first turn. See if I can catch my opponent off guard. Go for the Ice Beam. And I'll go for the Bug Buzz here onto Porygon. Okay, so he Mega Evolves and stays in. That's a good indication. Now the question is, does he Protect or not? I mean, Protect would only make sense here, but I'm hoping my opponent might over-predict. Nope, but he does predict. Okay, well, Protect. Since I thought he might think I would double up into Porygon, I couldn't afford doubling up and just allowing him to get a Double Edge or a Hyper Voice off. So I get the Bug Buzz off here, but the real question right now is, what does he do? As Bug Buzz still does a pretty good amount of damage here. He's actually just going to go for the Ice Beam with Porygon onto Latios, and that does a ton of damage. Brings me down to 77 HP. So, he's probably going to want to withdraw the Salomon's here. So, I should just switch out into Nidoqueen and attack the Porygon, right? That would be my best bet, but he might predict that and go straight for the Double Edge or whatever onto Volcarona. Tough call. Because if I were my opponent here, I'm going to... I also don't know that I was Choice Scarfed. Then again, you see the Ice Beam, you would probably think it's Scarfed. So I could conserve Latios, but... It's always tough. If I were in my opponent's position, I would probably attack. So you know what? I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam. And what would he switch into? He might switch into Heatran. So maybe I should Bug Buzz instead of... Or Tailwind. No, I still want damage onto the Porygon. I'll Ice Beam and Bug Buzz. No, but he is going to switch out. Okay, so he's just playing as safely as possible right now, and unfortunately it's kind of punishing me, as he does bring in the Heatran, which I thought he might have. Which is fine, but unfortunately Latios wasn't able to do its job this time, and it was just me trying to see if I could, you know, catch my opponent off guard by the fact and make him overpredict a little bit, but he's going to play as safe as possible, and it's working out for him. He actually goes for the Tri-Attack here onto Volcarona, though. A smart play there, because you know that my Latios most likely locked into Ice Beam. So with that, it makes this a bit more difficult. I mean, I do get the switch into Nidoqueen if I want it, but I don't know if I really want it. I think I'm actually just going to launch the Ice Beam here onto Porygon and set up a Tailwind. I don't think the Porygon is Trick Room. It's still hard to say. But basically, I think Nidoqueen and Salamence are more important. And if I get the Tailwind up, then I don't, you know, it's not like I even need, as Latios avoids the Heat Wave. It's not like I even need these Ice Beam onto the Landorus. Or the Salamence, excuse me. So he's going to go for the Heat Wave here with Heatran, procs my Citrus Berry, which I'm fine with. So I do get my Tailwind up here. I'm hoping he just launches the Ice Beam onto Latios, because then that's actually perfect for me, as I can just double up the following turn. Yep, he just goes for the Ice Beam, so that's exactly what I was hoping for. It should knock me out. Perfect. So it's kind of weird when you're rooting for, you know, your opponent to knock yourself out, but, you know, in those positions it really helps out. So I'll bring in Nidoqueen, and things are looking pretty good right now. Let's see, do I just Earth Power, or do I predict him to switch out? Because one move I want to make right now is Ice Beam, Heatran, and Heat Wave. I'm going to go for that prediction. He's been playing safe the entire game and switching out, so I don't know. I hope that he continues with that trend. But that's the thing about VGC that's so interesting. You can adjust your playstyle midway through the game, and you know, if you notice that your opponent's playing a certain way. Well, Porygon 2 switches out, not the Heatran. That's not good. Is that Sound? No, that's Aegislash coming in? Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. That actually works out even better, because then I can just Earth Power that slot next turn safely. So I was afraid he went for an attack there, because obviously I just Heat Waved into a Fire-type Pokemon. But Heat Wave connects with the Aegislash here, which is fantastic, and that does so much damage. No weakness policy either. Ice Beam goes into the Heatran here. So that's one turn of Tailwind gone. Let's see. I'm still really scared of that Salamence. So I could do I Earth Power Ice Beam here? That's a question. He just protected. I think he's gonna switch out, personally. But I really need to make this call right now. I think if I manage to nail it, because I basically need to pick up a knockout right now for me to maintain momentum in this match. This is a really hard call. You know what? I'm gonna go for the Earth Power. Do I want to? Yeah, just because I want a Heat Wave here too. Does he switch out? No, he doesn't switch out. Yes, nice. That's exactly what I needed. So Heat Wave here goes into the Flash Fire, unless he's Shucka Berry, but he might not even. I don't think even a Shucka Berry Heatran would survive this Earth Power. Oh, he is Shucka Berry. Okay, let's see. Life Orb, Sheer Force. Is it enough to knock out this Heatran? Bang! Nice. That's why Nidoqueen is so good. So, with one more turn of Tailwind left, this is really good, and really the name of today's game, today's first game and yesterday's last game, is Speed Control. Like, you can see how much a late game Tailwind or Trick Room completely changes the course of the match. So, I would assume Salamence is coming in now. It is going to be that Salamence, so I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam here and the Heat Wave. And this game is still definitely not over yet. It's still far from over. But we'll see what he goes for. Now, Salamence is going to protect, I would assume. But yeah, he's going to withdraw into Porygon 2, which is fine because that means now he doesn't have an Ice Beam user against my Pokemon, since Porygon 2 is the Ice Beam. Unless Heat Wave doesn't knock him out here, which would be kind of bad. So perhaps I should have doubled up on that slot with the Heat Wave and the Ice Beam into that slot. Volks Heat Wave connects. Is that enough to knock out the Porygon 2 with the Eviolite? Pixel the KO. Cool. Okay. Ice Beam goes into the Protect, and now this is where it's difficult because Tailwind just petered out, and I don't know what set he's running with this Salamence, so I don't know whether he's carrying Double Edge or Hyper Voice. Let's see. I could double Protect here, but if he's got Sub with Aegislash, and he hasn't revealed Life Orb. If I double Protect and he Dragon Dances, that would be bad. I really want to double Protect to see what he goes for, though. Or I could actually, no, I'll just Ice Beam and switch Volcaron out to Salamence. Yeah, that way there's no way he can knock out Nidoqueen then. I think this should work out since he protected last turn and his Aegislash shouldn't outspeed my Nidoqueen. So Salamence comes in here, gets the Intimidate off, and let's see. What does your Salamence go for? Okay, he's just gonna Hyper Voice there. Great. So as long as he doesn't outspeed Nidoqueen here, game should be won. And I got the Ice Beam off. Perfect. Oh my gosh, this Nidoqueen is so good. Knocks out the Salamence. Bam. And with Volcarona in the back, Heat Wave obviously just wins me the game. He does have Sub though. Okay. Okay. That's cool. But I knew that was the safest play possible since I knew he had no way to knock out Nidoqueen after the Intimidate. Return/Double Edge shouldn't have knocked it out. So even if he sets up Sub here, like, you know, what else are you going to really do? So I'll Earth Power here. And I'm not going to attack in case he wants to go for a King Shield here to try to, you know, bait me out. He's just going to forfeit though, knowing I've got Volcarona and Nidoqueen knocks out the substitute. So Heat Wave just wins the game. So good game to my opponent there, and that Tailwind from Volcarona was very, very clutch. And it's such a good move here. And, you know, it's really weird running Volcarona without Protect. In this Volcarona set, I haven't seen, you know, very often. Like, you don't see Bug Buzz, Heat Wave, Rage Powder, and Tailwind. But it makes so much sense on this team because you don't need that Protect. You've got the Intimidate from Salamence. You've got, you know, Latios to cover the threats to Volcarona, like Landorus T. So I love how well this team supports Volcarona because I think Volcarona is a really, really good Pokemon in the format. It's just really weak to Rock Slide. But think of the popular Rock Slide users, right? You've got Landorus, which Latios beats. You've got Terrakion, which Latios, Scizor, Breloom, Salamence, like all the Pokemon beat. And you've got Tyranitar, but you've got Scizor for that. You've got Breloom for that. You can Earth Power it with Nidoqueen. So, you know, I think that's the marks of a really well-constructed team when you want to build around certain Pokemon. And it seems like this team kind of revolves around Nidoqueen, Volcarona, maybe, with Latios basically taking out the biggest threats to the Pokemon that threaten Nidoqueen and Volcarona. So, I mean, I am just so impressed with Ben's team here. I think a lot of players were caught off guard by it because of how unorthodox all his sets were. I mean, a Dragon Claw, Rock Slide, Salamence, and Adamant Nature, Modest Nature, Latios, Nidoqueen, you know, Scizor, Volcarona, just all kinds of crazy stuff, but you can clearly see how well it's worked in the last 4 episodes, or last 3 and the one today. I mean, it's only dropped 1 game, and the 1 game it lost was a really close one at that, in which I misplayed too. So I can totally imagine how Ben was able to win Nationals with this team. We're going to find an 18-14 rated player from Japan for our next opponent of the day. A very standard looking team this time around of Cresselia, Kangaskhan, Landorus, Sylveon, Heatran, and Amoonguss. So your typical standard Battle Spot special, really. Let's see here. Well, first of all, I don't like this matchup very much in general because of the fact that he's got the Cresselia. So Cresselia is kind of a big deal against this team, right? Because Psychic is super effective against Breloom and Nidoqueen, Ice Beam super effective against Latios and Salamence. So Volcarona and Scizor kind of deal with that relatively well, but then he's also got the Heatran. So, for example, Heatran Cresselia would be a very scary lead combination to deal with. I actually think that would be so good for my opponent if he were just to lead with those two. And I guess my best answer against that is Volcarona Nidoqueen, which honestly isn't a terrible lead. I might just go with those two. It gives me a good amount of options, I think, against most of his team. I don't know, Breloom's super tempting in this game, especially if I can get a Tailwind up, Superpower, One-Hit KOs, Kang, and Heatran, but he does have Intimidate and Sylveon. Perhaps that's not a great idea. This is a tough one because all my Pokemon make some sense in this matchup. Part of me still wants Scizor. Scizor Latios? I mean, Latios is good for Ice Beam and Psychics, but I guess Salamence accomplishes that just as well. So I'll go Salamence, and do I want Breloom or Scizor? I'm gonna go Scizor here. Lock in, and we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely not the biggest fan of this matchup, and these are the toughest games when you feel like you can bring all 6 of your Pokemon because that means they're good against your opponent's entire team, and each of them serve a specific role. Like, I actually like VGC matches in which I immediately can tell, okay, this Pokemon's going to be useless, so I don't have to bring it at all because, you know, I know it contribute nothing to the matchup, but then it's games like these that really make you wonder, maybe I should have brought in the other Pokemon. So we'll see how this plays out, but very threatening team for my opponent in general. I'm just hoping like he goes with the Trick Room option and doesn't bring the Landorus T, but even if he does, it's not the worst case. So we do see the Cresselia and the Kangaskhan lead for my opponent, which isn't too bad here. I think Volcarona definitely appreciates this position. But Nidoqueen's probably going to want to Skadoodle out. So I could get the Salamence and then Intimidate. I think I'm going to want to eliminate Nidoqueen before, Cresselia before anything. So I'm going to go straight for the Bug Buzz here. And switch Nidoqueen out into Scizor, yeah. So the nice thing here is if he actually Mega Evolves Kangaskhan and goes for a Fake Out or Return or Double Edge onto Volcarona, I do have the Flame Body, so there's a decent chance he burns himself. Very solid chance. No Rocky Helmet, unfortunately, but Citrus Berry is kind of helpful as well. A burn onto Kangaskhan would be huge, and basically I want to get rid of the Cresselia here just because it's really annoying with its Ice Beams and whatnot. Basically, it's the biggest answer to my my Salamence. So once I can get rid of Cresselia, Salamence can come in, intimidate all his Pokemon, and Return just does so much damage against the remainder of his team. I mean, Return can do a ton of damage to Kangaskhan, to Sylveon, to Breloom. Against Heatran, not as much, but that's why I'm conserving Nidoqueen a bit here as well. So I'm gonna pull the switch out here onto Scizor. We'll see what Kangaskhan goes for. He does Mega Evolve, so I'm wondering if he's going to fake out the Nidoqueen slot or whether he's just going to target my Volcarona and not care about the Flame Body. So let's see. Scizor definitely likes this position, though. He does go for the fake out onto... Oh, perfect. Couldn't have asked for a better first turn. So I get the free Bug Buzz here onto the Crest. Nice. We'll see what Crest goes for. Maybe a Thunder Wave, maybe a Trick Room, maybe a Psychic. Wow, look at that damage. That's nice. He does go for the Trick Room. Okay, so he's running Trick Room. That's not too great for me here. Especially because of the Heatran that I know is waiting for me in the back. Oh, I don't like this one bit. Don't like this one bit. So who would you switch out here? Probably Crest, right? I don't want a Heat Wave here either. I think I'll just Bug Buzz. I'll double up on Kang. He might switch Kang out into Heatran though. That wouldn't be that much of a surprise. But the Heatran right now is... maybe I should have targeted down Crest just to see if I could have knocked it out this turn, because once Crest goes in, then Nidoqueen kind of has a better time in this game. But yeah, that was a nice way to set up Trick Room for my opponent. There wasn't much I could have done to prevent it. He actually does withdraw Crest though, so that's fine. I would guess Heatran's coming in here. It's going to be that Heatran. Yep. So let's see what Kang goes for here. As Scizor is actually faster than it, so that's not too much of a surprise. Does good damage. He goes for the Double Edge here onto Volk, so Bug Buzz should knock him out since I should survive this and, get the Citrus Berry. I actually get the Flame Body there, but, that's what you kind of get when you double up onto Volk. So Citrus Berry heals me up, and, that's as good as a turn as I could have gotten, really, as I managed to lose around half my HP here. He takes the Recoil, Bug Buzz plus Burn will finish out the Kangaskhan, so, decent start, but with Crest and Heatran, I'm still very scared right now, so, that combination is just really deadly. And I would guess Crest is coming back out right now. But if anything, that was an important turn because I burned a turn of Trick Room without him getting much damage off. And Moongus actually comes in for my opponent, which is okay. Definitely alright with that. I'll take that. But now he can just Heat Wave and Spore. I don't have an answer to that. Really don't. But then again, he has no answer to Salamence, right? So I can just withdraw into Salamence. Yeah, I'll go for the Heat Wave here because I need the damage. Actually, no, maybe I shouldn't. I don't like Heat. No. Bad play, bad play. So the only reason is I don't want to switch into a Spore with my Salamence because I think it's important if I can force him to Spore Salamence. Actually, maybe a Heat Wave will put him in Bullet Punch KO range, so I still like Heat Wave, and I'll Protect or switch out here. I will Protect. Nope. Yeah. I'll switch out. Okay. It's gonna be a tough one to close out. Heatran plus Amoonguss under Trick Room is a very, very good combination. So Intimidate doesn't help me, but it doesn't help me at any point in this match anyway, so it's not like I really need it. We'll see what he goes for. Goes for the Spore onto Volk slot. Okay. Yeah, that was really to be expected. The question is, does Heatran sub here, or does he just attack? Nope, he's just going to launch a Heat Wave, which I'm okay with. That burns another turn of Trick Room relatively free. As long as Salamence doesn't get burned here. Okay. As Volk takes a turn of sleep. So now it's... I mean, once again, I wonder if he has sub. That's 2 turns of Trick Room gone, so I can protect this turn with Salamence. Yep. And then... what I'm hoping is after I So then I can switch out into Scizor, I get a double knock. He knocks both of my Pokemon, or he knocks one of my Pokemon out, and then it's Salamence and Nidoqueen after Trick Room expires. I mean, that's exactly 4 turns, right? So I guess I could go for the Rage Powder here in case I... Oh. Yeah, I could Rage Powder. I could Rage Powder Bug Buzz here, but I'd have to wake up, obviously. But if I do wake up, I mean, that would be huge. I don't know if I don't really want to risk that, though. So I'll go for the Bug Buzz, Mega Evolve, and Protect. So the question is, if he has Substitute with this Heatran, this game becomes 10 times harder to win. If he doesn't, then I feel relatively comfortable with this one. Maybe I should have went for the Rage Powder return play, but I really don't think it was worth it. Because then he would Spore and Heat Wave, and then, yeah. So he Spores into Salamence. Yep, he's just going to launch Heat Waves. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So this is actually even more interesting now. Because I bring in Nidoqueen, and I might not even switch out into Scizor, because now he's forced to Spore the Nidoqueen. Then again, Nidoqueen's my only way of winning this one, right? So it's not worth that. So I'll just Protect this turn. But I wonder if he's going to be smart enough and read into that. That would be a good read. And the read I'm talking about is he expects my Scizor to switch in. Okay, so one play I can make here is just Earth Power Heatran and go for the return onto Amoonguss. But then I can't knock out Heatran really well. And then he would get... I mean, it would come down to whether I can wake up fast enough. But I don't really want to risk that. But if I switch into Scizor here with Salamence, and he protects with Heatran, then I'm done for also. I think I'm actually just going to Earth Power and return this turn. Let's see. He protected, but he's probably going to Spore the Salamence slot, unfortunately. I should have... No, did I? Protected it with the last turn. Yeah, he's going to Spore that slot. I could have Ice Beamed the... Actually, Ice Beam onto Amoonguss would have definitely been the play. That was a bad move on my end. But if anything, now, Salamence took its first turn of sleep immediately. He can't do very much offensively, and Trick Room expires, so that's alright here. I'm definitely protecting and returning this turn. So, if I can wake up with Salamence here, the game will be over. If not, still in it, but he would draw his Heatran. I'm okay with that. Though a good play on my opponent's end there, especially if Amoonguss protects here. So, Nidoqueen protects. What does he do? What does he do? Okay, I stay asleep for another turn. As he's gonna Spore. Yeah. Whew. Now we've got some mind games. Let's see. So now he would probably... I have to deny the Trick Room from going up again. So I'm actually just gonna double up onto Cress with the return Sludge Bomb. But he's smart enough to Rage Powder. Okay, so the question is, can Salamence wake up here? Because if not, I'm done for. Yes, it wakes up at least. Okay, so it's still keeping me in this game. Let's see if Return can knock it out. Bang, picks up the one-hit KO. So if Sludge Bomb knocks out Cresselia, I win this one. I'm not sure if it can, though, unfortunately, because it's so bulky, especially defensive. But Bug Buzz did a lot, so I don't know. I might have a chance. Let's see. Go, go, go! Oh! It was so close. Yet so far. But I think I can still this... Oh, man, I don't know if I can win this. It all depends on what move... If he has Moonlight with this Cress. Oh my gosh, this is so intense. Okay, so... Wow, that was so close! So close. It literally has like 1 HP. Because my opponent could be smart here. Or if he has Moonlight with Cress, he heals back up. But then he can't knock out Nidoqueen in one hit. So the question is, does he double up on Nidoqueen this turn, expecting me to protect? I mean, if I protect and he doubles up into it, that's a terrible play on his end. I might have to go for a big play here. Because let's think about this. Okay, so if I protect Nidoqueen, he Moonlights Heat Wave or Earth Power / Heat Waves. What if I switch Nidoqueen out into Scizor? No, but then he can Ice Beam. Well, if he Ice Beams Heat Waves, I lose. I really want to Earth Power here. I don't even know if he has Moonlight, though. That's the thing. But I would assume he does. I'm going for it. Let's go. No! Oh, I read too far into that one. Yeah, I would have had that 1-1 if I just protect return, but I really didn't know whether Cresselia had it or not there, unfortunately. Oh, it's a tough one to swallow up. Still not over yet with Rock Slide on Salomon, so I assume he has Rocky Helmet there, so I'm going to be taking the Rocky Helmet damage. That's such a... No, he doesn't. Okay. Well, it's not over yet, I guess. But, gonna have to... Let's see, I'll protect here. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I wouldn't be surprised if he had Moonlight too and he just expected me to make that prediction. Like, that would be a great play. So I'm gonna double here. Just because, if I can get one Rock Slide flinch, I might be able to still win this one. But it was a tough last turn because you knew if I protect return, I would have won that game. I mean, I would have won for sure, yeah. So it's gonna come down to these last turns. Go for the Feint here. I think that does more than Bullet Punch. And go for the Rock Slide. Heat Wave won't knock out Salamence, I don't believe. If he misses, that would be great as well. Yeah, that does nothing. It's gonna just launch Heat Waves. Yep, gonna connect with both. Hopefully no burn. Keep me in this one for another turn. Knocks out Scizor. Yeah, that last turn was really heartbreaking, but if I protected with Nidoqueen and he did have Moonlight, I would have lost that one, so I had to take that risk. I missed the Rock Slide, which actually really stinks, since Rock Slide's probably a 3-hit KO, meaning that it would have come down to 1 flinch, but now I need 2 flinches. So, that was a heartbreaker. And, I mean, I'm just thinking back to that turn. If he had Moonlight, I mean, sometimes I don't fully think through my turns. I'm wondering if that was just a big misspell. Let's say if I protected Nidoqueen, Cresselia Moonlights, I return into it, and, well, Trick Room expires here. And then what? And then I can't knock him out. Oh, then he can just Psychic Earth Power. Yeah, I think protecting Nidoqueen would have just been better there. Unfortunately, I don't have Earthquake here. Earthquake would have won me the game. So I go for the Rock Slide, and I miss it again. He has Ancient Power here to seal up the deal. So, great game to my opponent there. That Cresselia hanging out with that little HP was basically everything. Unfortunately, but the thing is, I still had a chance of winning that one. It just came down to whether, he had Moonlight or not. And part of me really wonders whether he had it or not. But great plays by my opponent all around. And, whenever you get Trick Room up twice in the game, that's a good job by you. So, nicely played there. Unfortunately, we finished today 1-1 as well. But I don't mind. Both of the losses we had today and yesterday were games in which it really came down to that one deciding turn, and I didn't make the right call, but it wasn't like they were huge misplays and there were huge amounts of hacks or whatever. So it's been a really enjoyable week so far, and we are, I believe, 6-2 with the team, which is definitely a respectable record, and we're still well over the 1800s, so we'll see how well we can do in the last 3 days with this team. But yep, that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, peace.